Teresa Lefang. I'm in the Naval University RN to BSN program, and this is my final assignment. And it's to create a 48 by 48 poster, which is my heading is the Capstone and 5-year plan. And this is to show how well the program has met the learning outcomes. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different outcomes that the program has, and it has 7 objectives that they believe a baccalaureate nursing student is supposed to have competent in when they are done with the program, which is, I'll begin with humanity and society. And in the humanity and society, it is to practice safe and effective holistic patient-centered care in multiple settings. For me, the nursing 3390, which is nursing inquiry and evidence-based, was it for me. In that particular class, we did a lot of evidence-based practice, a lot of research, a lot of writing, a lot of discussion, and that learning objective for me was competent enough for me to say, yes, I now understand how to provide patient-centered care and to be holistic in it also, and to be diversified. And when I say diversified, we are in the United States where we have like 50 different cultures, maybe it's even more. You have to be diversified so you provide the care to that particular person. Like for example, if I come and meet a Jehovah's Witness person who does not want transfusion of blood, I will not have to implement that, oh, you must have transfusion of blood because that's what it does, or that's what you need. No, I will not do that. I will go by what the patient wants in order to get the best possible outcome that is available for that patient. So with the knowledge that I have attained in this class, I now have that confidence, I now have that prudent attitude in me to know how to proceed with situations like that. Lifespan and health continuum. They have 2 objectives, and the first one talks about dying with dignity. That is it for me. I am a hospice case manager, so dying with dignity is all I know. It's what I preach. It's what I practice, because I deal with patients that have 6 months or less to live, and all I do in my practice is to make them die with dignity. And one thing I have learned from this program and from my experience with hospice is that there's no particular definition with dying with dignity. A patient dying with dignity might be that I don't want any aggressive treatment. I don't want nothing. An aggressive treatment can be as much as I don't want LASIK. Even if my feet are swollen, I don't want it. Because LASIK gonna get my blood pressure, and I don't want that. I don't want to deal with my blood pressure. I don't want to deal. Just let me be. I'm ready to go, and I'm ready to go. And dying with dignity might be for another patient is that we have an inpatient unit where we take patients that have symptoms that we cannot control. Dying with dignity can be that I don't want to be moved. I want to die at home with my family in home. I don't want to be moved anywhere for anything. That can be dying with dignity with that patient. Dying with dignity with that patient can be that I don't want to be sedated. I don't want to be giving nothing to that point that all I do is sleep, sleep, sleep. I want to be able to spend that last minute with my kids, talk with them. Even if I'm hurting a little bit, I can handle a little bit more pain. That would be might be that I don't want no more pain. If you want to sedate me, you want to knock me out, if that's what you want to do, please knock me out so I don't feel any more pain. That can be dying with dignity for me. So dying with dignity has many different definitions, and like I always say, every patient is unique. There are no 2 patients that are the same. That brings me to the second objective, which is taking care of patients with compromised multiple health status. I deal with that every day. Like for example, I have a patient that has cancer of the bone with metastasis to the cervix, to the lungs, has COPD, has the chest, and they also have stage 3 end stage renal disease. This class have taught me how to deal with situations like that. Nursing 4620 was that class for me. We wrote about different, we had to go into the books, research about different options that's available for this patient, different things that we need to do for this patient, and all of that. That class taught me that, and that will bring me to critical thinking. Critical thinking and evidence-based practice, I would say, go hand in hand. And the reason why I say that is because you have to critically think in order to choose the best practice that is possible out there for your patient. And I don't know. I don't think I'll be thorough enough if I talk about critical thinking without talking about PICO. This class taught me about PICO. Now I can talk about PICO. PICO, P-I-C-O. What does the P stand for? The P stands for the patient. You have to identify the patient, or you have to identify the problem, or you have to identify the population. What are we dealing with? What am I looking to face? What am I looking to fix? So you have to identify that first. Then you go to interventions, where you then implement different interventions in order to attain a best outcome. C is to compare. That's where my evidence-based practice come in. Which of these interventions have proven from research, from evidence, from experience that works? I compare all of them and decide to go with. And this brings me down to the next process, APDRE. APDRE. A stands for assessment. You have to assess. They say a prudent nurse doesn't stop assessing. You have to assess. Gather your data, objective, subjective, family history, everything that you want to learn about the patient. You gather those data about your patient. The next one you have is diagnosis. You have to diagnose. What are you going to be treating if you don't diagnose what the problem is? So you have to diagnose, identify the problem, and formulate a nursing diagnosis, which will take you down to planning. You then now have to plan how to solve that problem, how to get the problem fixed. So then you formulate goals in your planning, and then you carry it out in your implementation state. You implement it, you intervene, you carry out these goals in order to attain the outcome that you want, and then now you have to evaluate, which is collect objective data to determine the extent to which goals were achieved or redo your care plan. This brings me to the Blackmon story. When I listened to Larry Blackmon's story, it made me cry. When the mom said there was a nurse sitting across the hall, writing a care plan that she can visualize, a nurse sitting across the hall writing that perfect care plan that he won't get well, he will go home. No. In my profession, most of the time it doesn't turn out like that. You have to revise those care plans. You have to rewrite those care plans. You have to modify those care plans. Like for me as a case manager, I attend bi-weekly care plan meetings where we have the doctor, the nurse practitioner, the home health aide, the volunteer service coordinator, the the spiritual counselor, where we revise the care plan to tailor that particular patient's need. And every time I see myself rewriting. However, I don't wait in 2 weeks to rewrite care plan if I need to. Let's say I go to patient's house and I see that I have a foley and I see a dark cloudy unit in the bag. It's smelling. It has odor in it. I won't wait for 2 weeks in order to tell the doctor that, oh, we have a problem. No, I don't. What I do is I go ahead and revise the care plan and I admit it. At that point, I call the doctor and get an order. He does a UA and from there do antibiotics. I don't wait. That is how you revise care plans. There's usually no easy way about it. If you want to be a case manager, you want to be in charge, you revise those care plans. Care plans, they usually go the way we wish we have a perfect care plan. They get well, they get home. Not in this world. That is in a utopia world. We are in the real world where you have to tell that care plan to meet that particular patient. Yeah, there might be a patient that comes in with hypertension or comes with dehydration. You give them IV fluid, you encourage fluid, and in a couple of things they are fine. The vital signs are okay. Their specific gravity is fine. Their sodium is okay. All their lab is perfect. They go home fine. Perfect scenario. There are people that come in from dehydration. They get into something else, Cushing syndrome, whatever. So you revise that care plan in order to accommodate that problem. That will bring me to professional role. I advocate for my patients. I have been in a situation that I have called APS on one of my family members because my patient wasn't being treated right. Like I said, nursing starts and ends with the patient. Do I incorporate the family members in my planning? Absolutely. I need them to be in my planning because the family members with basic information that I don't know. I have to listen to them. Like for me, you saw my daughter. She's 14 months. I know when she fosters, when she just wants to get attention. I know when she's crying because she is hurting. It's because I've been with her. I know her. Which means if I go to a doctor and I see that my daughter is crying because she's hurting, you need to listen to me. My daughter is hurting. That's why when I come into a home to assess the patient, to make my initial care plan, I listen to the family. When they groan and moan and turn and twist, does that mean they're hurting? Or does that mean they're just restless? Does that mean they're anxious? The family members will tell me, oh no, she's just anxious because she doesn't know you. Oh no, if she don't, then she's in pain. We need to get her something. I listen to them and I incorporate all of that in my care plan. That's where my professional role comes in because I go out, I seek the help of my family members, seek the help of the social service, seek the help of the spiritual counselors, seek the help of the home health aid, seek the help of the physical therapist. Anybody that I need to get on my team, I get. Professional integrity. I always try to be professional in whatever I do. I go in a home. I don't get into personal quarrels. I don't get into personal space. I ask for permission before I do anything. I explain beforehand whatever I'm going to do, what I'm fixing to do, what is the result of it, what is the reason for it, and why am I doing it. I go ahead and explain all of that because family members, they get really calm and easy to manage if they understand exactly why you're doing what you're doing. What do you want to know? Will you just want somebody to just walk into your home and just start doing things without explaining to you what they're doing? I, for one, I'll be very, very angry. I'll tell you that for sure. So, you want to explain to them. So, always try to be professional. I conduct myself professionally, and I could not stress how important that has been explained in this class. Before each class, they'll tell you about professional etiquette. And I've taught me a lot. That you need to treat others the way you want to treat yourself. And being a nurse and being a medical professional, you have to be very professional in whatever you do. That brings me to the most important part of this conversation, the 5-year plan. I plan to become a nurse practitioner, an adult or geriatric nurse practitioner. I'm not very good with PD. I've never worked with kids, so I'm not going to go for family. I'm going to go for adult nurse practitioner. And that brings me to the conclusion. This program was indeed a very, very helpful program. It taught me a lot. I've learned a lot. And I'm happy I got into this program. Thank you. My reference is the Mama University handbook.